Hey gents, today we're talking not necessarily about a specific product, but more the idea of something. There's a great question left on my last video when I talked about Idrese and their chukkas. It was along the lines of, do we really need custom shoes? Shouldn't all of your basics be covered by someone like Crockett & Jones or Allen Edmonds or somebody like that? And that's a great question. So today I just want to talk a little bit about custom shoes and why you should or shouldn't do them. There are clear benefits when it comes to these new custom shoe companies, whether it is the additional styles that you can choose from, so there's more expression, you can stand out and be a little bit more unique. There's a lot of different size options usually offered within these companies. iTailor is a great example of that, where their bespoke line can be customized by width, which is very helpful for guys that don't just want to shop at Allen Edmonds. And then there's also less waste. A lot of these shoe companies are making the products to order, and so there's less waste going out into the supply chain, which then helps keep down some of the costs. The flip side of these companies is that it's slower, so you gotta order them. They're made to order, so it takes some time. And you also can't try them on. A lot of these companies don't have shoes. I did see an Undandy pop-up shop a few years ago in New York, and so there's a little bit of that, but to me the benefits far outweigh the negatives. To me, custom shoe companies represent the coolest part of the internet era that we live in when it pertains to fashion and retail. For a custom shoe in the past, you were looking at bespoke, Italian shoe, all that kind of stuff, very expensive. And for a shoe today to be offered for about $200, this one is from Undandy, that's pretty cool. You definitely run the risk of being tacky. There are so many customization options with a lot of these companies. Like this shoe here, you could change the leather on the front to be a different color than the leather here, and you could get it pretty out of hand. Same thing with Idrese. As I was going through, I saw like a leopard print shoe that you can go in there, and that is what I would say to stay away from. And I talked about that in my Idrese videos. I had a friend that had burgundy suede chukkas that I loved, and I was able to put whatever sole I want on the bottom. If I wanted these in the crepe sole or in day-night sole, cool. If I wanted these Meermin double monks in a day-night sole, outside of buying them, setting them to a cobbler, removing the leather sole and putting a day-night sole on, that isn't really possible. You can do that with these custom companies. Another good example are these Clark's chukkas I bought years ago, and it's probably one of the more complimented shoes that I wear, but they only made these for one season, and I couldn't get these again if I wanted to get them from Clark's. But with these shoe companies, I could put the lace color that I wanted. I could get a black suede, and I wasn't crazy about the crepe sole, but I could put a different sole on the bottom or get a crepe sole. And so these custom companies are great, I think, for making a style exactly what you want, but I absolutely caution you on making something that's a little bit too outlandish. You don't want a shoe that you can't wear as often as others and having a very low cost per wear. These gray shoes here are a great example of that. I can't really wear these in a lot of situations without looking kind of odd, but I can do that because I have such a wide variety of shoes already. And so I knew when ordering this pair it'd be a unique one. I wanted to see the leather and how the colored leather looked in this company. So this is like a very specific example, but I wouldn't recommend getting this shoe in particular. I would recommend getting something that you can wear a lot. Get a black shoe or a brown shoe, like a brown monk with a nice leather sole. I would use these companies to get the shoe that you are looking for exactly how you want it. Even if it was as simple as taking a style like this and then having them stamp your name on the bottom of it, which is what happened on the Undandy shoes. I have my name on the bottom. That's a really cool feature that you couldn't get from Meermin unless you came and took a knife to it. The sizing of the shoe is definitely a risk. What I've found with these custom companies is a lot of them make really nice shoes already, and so if you know your dress shoe size, it'll usually fit about the same. And then once you do get the fit, it's just like the custom suit or shirt companies. You can order subsequent styles and they'll fit exactly like they did before, as long as you get the right one the first time. And once you do get that fit, that's what helps reduce waste in the entire supply, because one of the reasons that brands even put clothes on sale, you can watch my video where I talked about brands declining in quality, is because they have to manufacture so many shoes just to fill all the stores, and then they're oversupplied and then they have to reduce them and put them on sale. With these companies, they have less waste that they're even manufacturing, and then that helps them keep costs down because they don't have to then worry about eroding their margin as they try to move product off at the end of the year. And so in the long term, if more people were ordering from these companies, it would definitely help keep shoe costs down, but also reduce the level of waste that you see with traditional manufacturing. And because we're in the early days of this process, a lot of these companies offer fit guarantees, and so if you order a pair of shoes, they don't fit, they'll send you a new one, and then you can send the old ones back. And so that is nice, but don't abuse that process. Just make sure you get the right fit, and then you can order new ones, and then you're a happy camper. I'd also watch out for something being too cheap. I ordered the iTailor shoes, which I think these are like $100 or $110, and the leather is very subpar. It's a cement construction. On the flip side of that, iTailor offers their bespoke patina line, which is an Italian calfskin leather hand finished with sapphire polish, Blake stitched. These are some beautiful shoes, and you know, these, rightly so, they're $250 around there. And so I would watch out for something that's too cheap, because then you're gonna get something that's a subpar quality, and look for something, you know, that's a little bit more timeless, something you can wear a lot. So there you have it, gents. Thought I'd give you some thoughts on the space. I have tried Undandy, Idrese, iTailor. Please let me know other custom footwear companies. Sometimes when I Google for it, I don't always get what I'm looking for, which is how did I miss Suit Supply in the Chino Roundup? Things like that happen. And so let me know if you have any questions about the custom shoe process. I've done videos on Undandy, Idrese. I will be doing a follow-up video on Undandy very soon. It's been a little over a year since I had those shoes. And so I always love to hear from you guys in the comments. You can also reach out on social media. And until next time, gents, this is the Kavalier.